Today with the Colorado Rockies, we're going to see how we stack up against the two-time defending champion LA Dodgers, and also spend some time down at the minor leagues with some of our top performing pitchers at AAA and AA. Welcome back to the Rockies franchise on MLB The Show 21. Thank you for all the feedback lately. This series has become a lot of fun, and I'm trying to put out episodes as much as I can. If you would please leave a like on the video, that would be very helpful to the series, and if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. One of the main things I'm noticing right now with this team is how much better the pitching has gotten. And it's actually gotten to the point now where we're looking for the offense to step up. So we've brought Ryan McMahon back from AAA. I did that at the end of last episode. In his very first game back against the Mariners, he did hit a home run. But CJ Cron, who was on the team last year, hit 2 for the Mariners as they pull off the victory in Coors 9-6. We split the first 2 with the Mariners and then win the final game 5-4 before a series against the Mets, where we have Andrew Heaney, who's been awesome lately, outduel Jacob deGrom in Coors Field, 3-1 win for the Rockies. Now, in a lot of these victories, we're not scoring a lot of runs. We're really winning right now because of the pitching, which is not something I expected for a couple of years with this team. We did not play well in this series against the Giants. We go on a 5-game losing streak, and Yonny Chirinos has maybe his worst start of the season. In a game, we lost 7-1, giving up 16 hits. I do want to get some gameplay soon with Chirinos, maybe next time, but German Marquez has been so good. I have to get a start with him here. We saw Heaney last episode, and with the defensive settings figured out, he went 7 innings, looked really good. But for most of the season, Marquez has actually been better. We'll see him here against this Dodgers lineup as we go up against Tony Gonsolin, who's put together a very good season. And as we approach the All-Star game, Raimel Tapia still right now is the highest voted player on the team. And it feels like every episode he leads the game off with a hit. Raimel Tapia is one of the big breakout players of the year. I like to see the batting average come up for Sam Hilliard. He gets a breaking ball and a pitch that you like to see him drive. He ends up grounding into a double play. So let's go bottom 1. Marquez, a 3.7 ERA. His FIP is in the low 4s, 8 strikeouts per 9 innings, and a bit higher walk rate than you would like to see. That is right around 4. Here's Chris Taylor. He gets him 3-2 and strikes him out on the sinker. That'll bring up Mookie Betts, hitting .265 this year, 14 home runs and 42 RBIs. First pitch to Betts, and there's the knuckle curve, and that's usually a very good pitch for Marquez. And then it's a grounder over to third base. Fuentes with the play. Pretty easy first inning. So let's go to the second. Ryan McMahon, he's back. Average still in the 180s. I'm sure it'll go up, but hopefully it can do so sooner than later. Gonsolin gets ahead in the count. That one smoked right into the shift, and McMahon is retired. We've all enjoyed the impact this season from Connor Joe, but he's behind the 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Gonsolin picks up his first strikeout. We go bottom 2. Here's Corey Seager, 17 home runs, solid OPS. And Marquez finds the bottom of the zone with that fastball. Count runs even, and then Seager takes the sinker away. 3-2, and there's the breaking ball, and Seager hits it over to Fuentes, and that's an out. With 2 away, here's Will Smith. He's hitting .302. Waves and misses at the slider, falls behind, but not chasing that curveball from Marquez. Not the changeup either, that's inside. The count runs to 2-2. And this one is blasted to left field. Will Smith solo home run. You think about the Dodgers, the moves they've made, and the players they have. Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Corey Seager, Cody Bellinger. But it's Will Smith who leads this team in home runs. He has 22 now on the season. What a huge breakout for Will Smith. 1-0 lead for LA. Gonsolin picks up the strikeout against Dom Nunez. We finally get a base runner again because Silver Slugger award-winning pitcher German Marquez gets a base hit into right. And then it's Tapia who had the first hit for us. Fouls off a splitter right over the middle and then grounds a fastball to the right side. Nice tag, a great double play turn by Chris Taylor. That was pretty sweet. Bottom 3, A.J. Pollock, count full, and he will complain about a changeup that was very obviously strike 3. Top of the 4th, Gonsolin picks up a strikeout, this time against Baez. And he hasn't had a huge episode in a little while. We'll go to Josh Fuentes. There's the splitter, and early on, that's the pitch that Gonsolin really got comfortable with. He gets the full count against Fuentes, and he connects. The splitter is driven to left field and down for extra bases. Fuentes the second. Can the Rockies get something with 2 down? That's up to Ryan McMahon as the splitter's at the knees. Gonsolin gets ahead and then chasing the slider inside. Gonsolin out of trouble. Bottom 4, Marquez with the pitch count approaching 60. Gets a swing and miss from Chris Taylor. And then another chase on the changeup. Strike 3. Cody Bellinger batting cleanup. And Marquez misses outside. The control's been a bit worse this year from Marquez. And that makes it a bit surprising that he's so much better overall this season. But his walk rate is up a good 0.7 walks per 9 innings compared to last year, which was already up from his career average. So 2 walks here in the 4th. Will Smith, who already homered, 2-0, and Will Smith is feeling it. That's a base hit to left field. Bellinger around third. Will Smith drives in the Dodgers' second run as well. Max Muncy with 2 down, trying to continue the fun for LA. 2-2. There's the slider from Marquez, picking up a big strikeout to close the 4th. Oddly enough, the issue this year for the Rockies seems to be the offense and finding enough consistency. Into the hole at short. Seager, tough throw from the grass, and he can't throw out. Connor Joe, infield single, will take any hits we can get. Dom Nunez 0-1, going the other way. 2 aboard for the Rockies, and that brings up Marquez. I didn't think with 1 down here you could afford to have Marquez hit. And plus, I felt like maybe 4 innings was enough today. Charlie Blackmon enters the game. Fouls off the splitter, and this one is way over the head of Will Smith. Everybody moves up. Big chance for Charlie Blackmon. And the 2-2 splitter gets him swinging. Strike 3. That leaves the inning up to Raimel Tapia. He gets jammed on the first pitch, and Seager makes the play. Still no score for the Rockies. And we're going to our bullpen already in the 5th inning with Robert Stevenson walking A.J. Pollock to start his day. Gonsolin would bunt him over to second base. And then a block by Nunez. Taylor trying to get to third, and he is thrown out. Nice job by Dom Nunez. Stevenson ends the inning by striking out Edwin Rios. By the way, the Dodgers only had 2 hits to this point. Rockies still trying to get on the scoreboard, and Hilliard gets another pitch left up, and this one's overthrown at first base. Hilliard has great speed. He will get to second on the error. We'll take it. 2-1. Javi Baez stays with the slider. Deep right field. This one is down for extras and over the fence. Ground rule double. Baez gets the Rockies on the board. And that's it for Tony Gonsolin. I was happy to see him exit. I could not handle his splitter. And it was like all he wanted to throw. When did the Dodgers get Dane Dunning in this series? And why didn't Texas retain him? I mean, you traded Lance Lynn to get him. 3-0 Dane Dunning. That one's outside, and Fuentes walks. Rockies down a run, 2-1. Connor Joe. It's bounced over to Seager. He fumbles it, and Connor Joe safe at first. Another error for the Dodgers in the 6th. The bases are loaded. They're playing defense like we do. Here's Garrett Hampson. A chance to give the Rockies a nice lead. Dunning with the changeup gets ahead in the count, 1-2. And the slider with Hampson out in front, strike 3. We go to the bench once again as the Dodgers bring in Scott Alexander. We bring in the lefty masher, Adam Duvall. Bases loaded, slider on the outside corner, that's strike 1. Right down the middle with the sinker, and that one is fouled off. Alexander ahead, goes to the fastball, or rather the sinker on the outside, and Duvall strikes out. More stranded base runners for the Rockies. We go into the 6th. Joe Smith with a soft line out right back to him. And then having to get to this one, hit by Mookie Betts. That's got to be worth at least one Gold Glove vote or something. Top of the 7th. It's Raimel Tapia in a one-run game. He grounds out to the right side. Alexander stays in to face these lefties here at the top of the lineup. And perhaps that was a mistake! Sam Hilliard connects, and that is gone to right field. Lefty, lefty. It's tough, but a slider right over the middle is a slider right over the middle. Hilliard hits another long ball, and we have ourselves a tie game. Can the Rockies get any more accomplished? Next pitch is laced to center field. Base hit for Baez. They keep Alexander out there, oddly enough. Facing Josh Fuentes, who has not hit lefties well at all this season. His ratings are actually going down against lefties. 3-2. Out in front. Bounce to short. Seager. Nice throw. All tied at 2 here, going bottom 7. Now in the game, it's Scott Oberg, and I think he's been one of the more inconsistent pitchers for us. Whenever he's in the game, I'm not quite sure what we're going to get. Starts it with a walk and then a ball. 3-2 to Muncy. Bounce this one. Connor Joe out at second. We'll take 2 instead of a strikeout anyway. Blake Trinan in the game for the Dodgers. He's tough. Diaz gets jammed, and this is out in right field. Diaz came in, by the way, because I typically pinch hit for Nunez lefty late in games. So here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Sir Anthony Dominguez enters, and Justin Turner wins this 8-pitch battle with a double to left center. Austin Barnes in the game now, and he falls behind. Dominguez with the slider gets strike 3. There's 1. Edwin Rios, top of the order again. Bounce to the right side. Turner moves up to third base. So it's up to Chris Taylor, and he grounds to first as well. Dominguez pitches around the double. I wasn't worried about it. Top of the 9th now. We do not want extra innings. Jose Peraza in the game. He draws the walk. Raimel Tapia, just 1 hit to start the day. Now gets some air under this one, and it's a pretty easy play for Cody Bellinger in center. Hilliard hit the homer earlier and lines this into center. And it doesn't matter now what Peraza does. He was going to be doubled up anyway. I had him going with the pitch, and I wasn't sure if that'd be caught, so I was just saying, all right, 2 outs, let's just see if he can score or something. We're going bottom 9. Darren O'Day enters, and Mookie Betts lines out to third base. Cody Bellinger, 3-2. Inside out against the shift. Hilliard gets to it for out number 2. Corey Seager with 2 down, taps it to the right side. Connor Joe floats it over to Darren O'Day. We do have extra innings against the Dodgers. Javi Baez leads off the 10th. This one's drilled to left field and getting over to make the catch. I thought for sure that was a double off the bat. Next up, Fuentes grounds to the right side. Now it takes a hit. McMahon hasn't done much in this game and swings through a sinker. 2-2, and the slider way inside. Second time striking out on that pitch. Bottom of the 10th, all the Dodgers have to do is score. The runner from second, Michael Givens in the game. This is a fly ball to center, and Tapia's throw wasn't good enough. Here is Max Muncy, 3-0, and he won't chase. 2 on for the Dodgers. Donovan Casey in the game now. He chases a fastball away. 2-2. Chases again. Givens with a huge strikeout. 2 down. And Austin Barnes hit weakly. Right back to Givens. Out at first. We're going to the 11th. Huge inning for Michael Givens. But can we capitalize now? Brusdar Graterol in the game, and Connor Joe's gonna drill one to left field. This one's back and off the scoreboard. Wasn't sure if that would be caught, so we don't get the run on the double. Second and third, Garrett Hampson puts down a bunt, but to the left side, and we didn't plan this out accordingly, but Hampson reaches on a bunt for a hit. Elias Diaz with nobody left on the bench. That is through the left side. 1 run scores. Here comes Connor Joe. Rockies take the lead. What a huge hit by Elias Diaz. We had already used all of our bench players, so if he didn't come through, we would need Givens to do something. In this case, he can just bunt everybody over. Tapia swings through a slider left up, and then the slider on the inside corner, swung on and missed. Sam Hilliard, he strikes out on that slider. 3rd time I struck out on that in this game. Jansen cleans up the 11th. We leave Givens out there to start the bottom half of the inning. We start with a line out. This time they don't test Tapia. Here's Chris Taylor. Slider misses inside. Givens pitch count at 22. That misses high. I wanted Givens to keep going, but it was clear I had to go to the bullpen. It's just our long relievers weren't as fresh as I would like them to be, but we bring in Ryan Castellani facing Mookie Betts, and he pops it up. Infield fly in effect. 2 down. The game now up to Cody Bellinger, representing the winning run for the Dodgers. 2 on, 2 down. The 1-1 in the air, deep left field. Hilliard back at the track to make the catch, and the Rockies win it in LA. I don't know how we did it. We lose that game in year 1, but the Rockies win 4-2, holding the Dodgers to 3 hits, capitalizing on their defensive mistakes, and somehow we didn't allow those extra inning runners to score. And not just in those 2 innings, but if you go back to the 8th inning, Dominguez gave up the leadoff double and Turner never scored. That means in 3 out of the last 4 innings, the Dodgers had a runner in scoring position, no outs, and did not score. And thankfully late in the game, they double switched Will Smith out of the game, and he was the only one to drive in runs for the Dodgers today. So that's a frustrating loss if you're a Dodgers fan. I think that also shows you just how far we've come with some of the pitching. The bullpen was so good, and they had to pitch 7 innings today. All right, we're going down to AAA now. Brandon Gold is putting together another nice season. Gold is 26 years old, a B potential pitcher, and his overall this season is up to 65. He's not going to ever be an overpowering high strikeout pitcher, but he might still have a game that plays nicely in Coors Field. His walk rate is average. It's a 2.8 per 9 innings. One of his most impressive stats this year is 77 innings entering this game, with only 3 home runs allowed. Nobody is hitting a home run off Brandon Gold, except for Matt Beattie. Slider missed badly, right over the plate, and that one is gone. By the way, we're up against the Dodgers in this game as well, oddly enough. Luke Raley, a 2-2 count. This one's in the air, hit deep to left center, and it is caught. Wasn't expecting to see a lot hit that well into the outfield to start this game, but then in the second inning, this one is drilled to right center, first and third for the Dodgers. And for some reason, he just has no command of any of these pitches. Everything's ending up right over the plate. And given his numbers on the year, I'm like, all right, this will settle down. We'll get through 5 innings probably, if we can pitch perfectly the rest of the way. Dodgers up 3-0, and he just keeps missing with the slider, the changeup, the two-seamer. This was really strange, and it just wouldn't get any better. Brandon Gold only made it 5 outs into this game, allowing 5 earned runs. So while I wanted to spend a lot more time talking up his play, that's his worst start of the year, most likely. After this game, he does have a 2.7 ERA, a 1.19 whip. I'm sure he'll still be better, but that's a pretty rough performance. Let's take it to Double-A now. Touki Toussaint, 10th start of the season. We're going to be as patient as we have to be with Toussaint. He does have that high potential, and I like a lot of what he brings to the table. I think that he can do a good job of both getting strikeouts and keeping the ball on the ground if that control gets a bit better. His walk per 9 is up 2 this season. Now, it's got about 20, 30 more to go before it's even okay, and I just don't know if it can get there. But early on here, he had much better command than most of the starts I've had with him. And after the trade, of course, I had a lot of Touki Toussaint gameplay here in the series. There in the second, he uses the curveball to pick up 1 strikeout, a slider to get the other, then a jammed line out here at third base. Altoona here is just getting nothing against Toussaint whatsoever. That one's flied to left center. Now, of course, this is Double-A. If he's not dominating, that is a problem, because I thought by now he'd be at the major league level, but we've just had to change the expectations here. The first base runner here for Altoona ends up reaching on the error, and then Toussaint with a walk. That's followed up with a nice 0-2 splitter jammed into right that falls in. Kind of an unlucky play there, but he's able to get the 2-0 ground ball and doesn't allow a run here in the 4th. We're all worried about the walks with Toussaint, but his walk rate right now, I know it's at the Double-A level, but it's basically the same as German Marquez, but he also has a 10.4 K per 9 at the moment. Picks up his 4th right there. In the 5th inning, this one is very hittable. It's going deep to left center, and this one is down for extra bases. 2 down, runner at second. Toussaint with the splitter. It runs inside, but he can get you to chase, that's for sure. To the 6th inning, actually getting fairly deep into this game. The pitch count was never really a problem. There weren't long at-bats, one after another. There's a nice splitter over the inside corner, and then a splitter to the outside, a bit up. Count runs full, and a sinker chased outside. 6 really solid innings here for Touki Toussaint. Hartford goes on to win 3-2. Toussaint picks up win number 5. Now, this is certainly not sustainable, but he's pitched 50 innings this year and has allowed 1 home run. Excited to see if when he gets the call up to AAA later this season, if he can still pitch at a high level. I simmed through this entire Dodgers series. We picked up momentum in that nice 11-inning victory and then swept them. Yonny Chirinos, an 8-inning outing, and that's after the bad one we had earlier in the episode. So the Rockies right now are 33-42. We're obviously not great, but we might actually end up a lot higher than many other teams in the standings this year. It's hard to say right now, but the offense is trending in the wrong direction, at least as far as getting on base and average goes. We're still hitting some home runs, but the team pitching I can't believe the hot streak the whole team is on right now. Marquez, Heaney, Chirinos just had that great start. The bullpen's been lights out for much of the season. We just can't get on base enough, and we're so reliant on home runs, and they must all be solos. I mean, these RBI counts for Fuentes and Baez are nothing impressive. We're striking out, we're not getting on base, and I expected us to have more stability. When you have Hampson, Rogers, Tapia, Daza, those are all like you'd expect higher average hitters. And even Tapia right now is in the cold streak. Like, no one's hitting higher than like 258, I think, right now, and that's Hampson. All the high on-base hitters are batting low in the order. Like, we're going to have to switch some things up, probably move Hilliard down, and see maybe if Daza comes back up. But the one roster move I want to make here at the very end is to get Zach Veen down to AA, because if his ratings are going down, why keep him at AAA? He's hitting like 211 this year. Maybe it takes an extra year for him to make it to the bigs. I don't know. Everybody's timetable is going to be different. But I want to call up Jamison Hanna. I don't want to change the plan with David Geronimo. He'll be up to AAA in due time, but Hanna's getting the call up, and he'll take the spot from Zach Veen. We're approaching the All-Star break, and from there, I imagine the second half of the season will go by pretty quickly. Hope you're enjoying the action here in the series, everybody. That's another episode in the books. Let me know what you thought down below in the comment section. And again, if you liked the video, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next one with the Rockies. Leave your feedback below, and have a great day.